This is Alan Ball.
Hi, this is Audrey Fisher.
This is Jim Perry.
Hi, this is Kristen Bauer.
Hi, this is Alexander Skarsgård.
This is Nelson Ellis.
Hi, this is Johnny Neal.
This is Rayo Tucker. Hi, this is Lindsay Pulsifer.
Hi, this is Ryan Quanton from True Blood. Hello, this is Theo Alexander.
Hey, this is Lauren Bowles.
Hi, this is David Tishman.
This is Chase Everett. This is James Frayne, and you're listening to True Blood Radio.
This is Liz.
This is Mel.
Welcome to True-Blood.net Vodcast episode 131 for Thursday, April 21st. Mel and I were pretty excited to have another opportunity to talk with Charlaine Harris regarding the upcoming Sookie Stackhouse novel, Dead Reckoning. But we want to get through the couple of news items first, and then we'll get right into that interview for you.
Well, we had a kind of a nail-biter of a weekend. True Blood star Stephen Moyer was participating in the Toyota Pro Celebrity Race, and on the first day of competition, which was Friday, he flipped his car after plowing into a wall. He came around a bend, went too fast, flipped to the car, hit a wall, landed back on the tires, did a 360, and came out of it unscathed. I mean, not injured. He said at a press conference afterwards, he described the experience as a roller coaster ride. And despite that, this was the qualifying rounds, and despite the crash, he posted the fastest time, so he was in pole position. It was crazy, and he was given, Toyota gave him, I believe it was a $15,000 check to the charity of his choice, which is Facing the Atlantic. And then the next day, even though he was fine, he did decide to pull out of the rest of the race out of consideration for the cast and crew of True Blood. And he says, "Well, I'm disappointed I won't be racing today. I know it's in the best interest of my True Blood family. I look forward to cheering on my fellow racers and following all the race day action." And Kristen Bauer, she was on Twitter, and she said, "Hearing Steven flip scared the shit out of me. I am so happy right now that he pulled out of the race."
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, it was People Magazine that awarded him the trophy and the $15,000 donation, but the race is sponsored by Toyota. But anyway, so he decided to not race because I guess everybody kind of freaked out and.
Well, yeah, I mean, Stephen, this is not your little, Matchbox cars when you were a kid.
Yeah.
This is real time.
Well, those race cars are safer than the cars we drive on the road.
Yeah.
They have so many safety precautions. But yeah, that's freaky. I was worried about him, and I don't even know the guy. So I think it's kind of cool that he decided to pull out, even though he wasn't injured and he was in first place. He said, my friends and my family, they're worried, so I'll give it to them.
Yeah. Way to go, Steve.
Yeah, that was classy.
Yeah, because your fans were worried, too. It's just not worth it to get yourself all busted up. How would you hide that on the show?
Well, makeup, I guess. I don't know. Another cement nap.
I guess. All right. Well, Alan Ball and Peter McDeesey have donated one walk-on non-speaking role as an extra on one episode of True Blood. That's going to be auctioned off to the highest bidder at CharityBuzz.com. The prize is offered only to one winner. However, that winner could bring a guest on set with them. You've got to be 18-year-old or older to win. The proceeds for the item benefit Serenity Park Sanctuary. And for complete details and to place your bid, go on over to CharityBuzz.com.
And Gianna Sobel from the HBO Inside True Blood blog has issued an open invitation for Trubies to submit questions about the show on the blog. She's going to choose 5 from all the questions and get them answered for you. We don't know what the deadline is on that. The window isn't closed as of press time, as of recording time, but it could be just any time here. So get over there, post your questions inside True Blood blog.
And that's it. As far as news, we didn't have too much going on. We've got a couple of new photos of Alexander Skarsgård out and about town, and some of Rutina Wesley and Nelson Ellis as they attended events last week. So you can head on over to True-Blood.net and check those out. In the meantime, we have what you've all been waiting for, our interview with the wonderful, the illustrious, and the famous Charlaine Harris. Well, thanks for taking the time with us again. It's becoming like an annual thing.
I know. I was just thinking about that.
I almost never remember who's interviewed me, but today I thought, okay, this is familiar.
Oh, we actually stand out. That's awesome.
I know. Well, obviously we want to talk about Dead Reckoning as much as we can.
Good.
I just started reading it yesterday, and I just got through the first 4 chapters.
Uh-huh.
But Melissa read the whole thing.
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you like it?
I loved it. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited for what you're setting up for the next book.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to try not to be I have a lot of questions for you, but, well, we can edit. I don't want to spoil people, you know?
Right. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be a lot of people who are going to buy it. I mean, I hope.
Do you still get twinges about that?
Absolutely.
Best-selling author Charlaine Harris?
I know, but just knowing that it's happened in the past doesn't provide future security. I guess most writers are like that. I mean, you can feel pretty sure that the book will do okay, but once you've debuted at number 1, your publisher wants that to happen every time.
Oh, feeling the pressure.
Pressure. Maybe I'm just putting it on myself. I mean, I'm sure my publisher would still be happy if it was number 2, or number 3, but and of course you can't account for what else is debuting that week.
Right.
Though they try really hard to position the books, that they think have a chance because they love to write number 1 bestseller.
Right.
They love it.
Well, I think this is a number 1 bestseller novel. It's
I sure hope so. Thank you.
One thing I really, really like about it is that our independent and snarky Sookie is back.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, she's been through some traumas, but I think that she is getting a little older, wiser, and tougher.
Mm-hmm. She's really not afraid to stand up for herself. I mean, she was taking a hard line on some things, and I was cheering, saying, "Good job, go Sookie."
Yeah, I hope so. I think it's just inevitable that when you undergo trauma and mayhem like she has, that you're gonna change to meet circumstances.
Yeah. She's also very, very funny. I laughed so hard.
Oh, good.
Yes, that line about the Sookie Stackhouse danger diet, exercise plus starvation.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. And that's just one of the many, many things that just had me laughing when I was reading this.
Well, that's what I always hope will happen.
I wonder, Charlaine, you really do bring so much wit to Sookie. Is she really your voice?
She's far braver and gutsier than I am. Mm-hmm. I think. Actually, I do have my moments, my funny moments in my personal life, but sometimes to the surprise of the other people with me. But Sookie is really braver and more outspoken than I am.
Well, I think we should get on to some questions here because I know that your time is limited. You are a very busy woman. I saw on your Facebook page you have a lot going on today.
Really, more than I can shake a stick at. This week just turned out to be not the week from hell, but, pretty much next door to it.
Oh, boy. Well, that's not good.
Well, it's just one of those weeks where a lot of things came due, and the Sookie Companion has dragged on, to completion way past the date it was supposed to all be in, just due to more circumstances than I can enumerate. It just involved a lot of people, and some things that we tried did not work out, and some things were much better than we expected. But as in any project, when you're looping in lots of different people, And don't tell me J.R. Ward wrote her whole companion. I know she did, and I know it was fantastic, and I just love her. But I couldn't do that, and I had to have lots of help. And once you're trying to move all those people towards a common goal, sometimes it works out better than others that you get there at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the companion was something that I was going to ask you about. Is it on track now for the August release?
Yes, okay. It is on track. It really is completed. All the material is written. Most of it's copy edited. I have finished editing the parts I had not seen yet, and I really think it's done.
Good. Can you give us a little taste of what's going to be in it?
What is not going to be in it would be easier. It is going to be full of stuff. It's got a concordance of all the characters. It's got a map of Bontemps that I drew with my assistant Paula. It's got an original novella. It's got an interview with Alan Ball and an interview with me. It's got a summary of each book. Honestly, it's just full of stuff.
I can't wait now.
Well,
the map alone is worth the price of admission.
That was more fun than it should have been. It really has a cast of thousands, honestly.
Wow.
Oh, cool. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, there's been some confusion about when you said that you were only going to write 2 more Sookie books and then you were done. So people are confused. Is it going to be 12 and then 13? Or they wanted to know if Dead Reckoning and then 12 is going to be?
Yeah, Dead Reckoning and 2 more.
2 more.
Oh, so there will be 13 total.
There will be a total of 13.
Oh. Okay.
And the 13th book will be out in 2013.
Well, that's handy.
Perfect.
Yeah, just remember the number 13 and you got it.
Unlucky poor Sookie. Oh, boy.
That was kind of an evil laugh.
Oh, my goodness. Well, of course, you put the word out on Twitter that we were going to talk with you today. We were asking people, to send in their questions. And I think the only question, the biggest question that stands out here is, could you give us Alexander Skarsgård's phone number? To which I said, well, she probably would, but I would not share.
And why would you? No, Alexander's really a nice guy, but I just, honestly, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I get it as Eric.
See, that's it.
Yeah.
Most people I talk to think of him as if he were Eric, and when he's not acting,
he's a big old goofy.
He's a guy. I mean, he's just a guy,
And he's a goofy one.
Yeah, he is goofy. He has a great sense of humor. He's really smart, but he's not Eric. I mean, he's just not.
No. He doesn't
he's
go
fun
prowling
to eat lunch
around.
with. Yeah. He is. He just doesn't go around smoldering and being sexy. I mean, at least not with me. Maybe
that's fair.
Maybe he smolders at everybody else.
People are going to be asking at conventions and interviews and whatnot, signings and stuff. He'll do the Eric Smolder like they asked Steven to constantly say Sookie.
Oh, God bless him. Yeah, I know he just loves that.
All right.
They're good guys. They're good visual representations of the characters, I think.
Oh, they are. They're great guys. I love both of them.
One question that we had that came in for you is if there are certain things that you've considered doing in the books, but it was just too taboo, you couldn't do it. Is there something that you have considered doing and then said, you know what, I just can't do that?
Oh, sure. Sure, constantly there are things that I haven't done that I thought about doing. And there are things that I did that my editor asked me to delete.
Really?
Yeah, she thought they were in bad taste. I mean, I ask you, bad taste.
Oh.
Isn't that subjective?
I think so. All right, you're going to have to give us an example.
This isn't a secret, but I did have a scene in the first or second book where after Suki's learned a little bit more about vampires and she understands that new vampires do kill people. They can hardly keep themselves from it. And so she sits down and thinks about Bill's age, and she's got her calculator, and she starts trying to figure out how many people he may have killed in his career as a vampire. And, you know, my editor really took exception with that scene. She said, people are supposed to like Bill.
Well,
they might not like him if they sit in, but see, I just thought the calculator was funny.
That is a funny scene.
Funny.
I think it's funny.
But she's also right in that, you know, probably people would have gone, oh, yeah, all vampires are mass murderers, which is the point I keep trying to press in the books.
Yeah, it's not all puppies and rainbows.
No, it isn't. It's not all cuddly vampires who drink synthetic blood.
Yeah.
No, I always get the sense that, you know, there's always danger when you're around a vampire. I always get that sense in your world.
Sometimes it seems like a lot of that people forget that, even though I keep trying to remind them, but, you know, that doesn't always seem to take.
Well, you know, maybe it's because Suki gets more hurt from humans than she does from soups.
Well, she certainly gets hurt equally anyway, which was, you know, one of my big points.
That's true.
I wondered if you could talk to us a little bit about what the return of Bill means in this book.
Return of Bill. Well, of course, Bill's always been there, but you mean the return of Bill as a viable suitor?
Yes, yes.
Maybe it just means I'm having a last fling. Or maybe it means that, you know, Bill is still a viable suitor.
Has he changed enough for Suki? Or has she changed enough?
Well, you'll have to ask her that.
Has she, yeah, I don't think she knows yet.
I don't think she does.
It also seems like Sam may be stepping up again.
He does seem to be maneuvering into position.
I'm going to guess that Alcide is just completely out of the picture. I mean...
Oh, I would think so.
That
all,
stunt was just... You can't come back from that.
I don't think so.
I was howling with laughter, but just...
Well, he just doesn't seem to have any sense about women. Really. I mean, he just doesn't seem to have a clue.
No.
He started off good, but...
Is there something about... Is it that he's aware and then, you know, his animal instincts are what's causing the problem, or is it just, you know, Alcide as a person?
I think it's just Alcide as a person. I think he came to power too late, or maybe wasn't bred to it. He didn't expect his dad to try for packmaster. His dad died. He's lost his dad, his mom. His sister doesn't live nearby, so his family now is the pack. And he's just the kind of guy who has to have the approval of the people around him, and right now that's the pack. So he's trying to please his pack and be the strongest, baddest packmaster ever. And he really he trusts the baddest person, not the best person.
Oh, is that a little hint about Jana Lynn?
Yeah, I think so.
I kind of got a feeling, but I'm Team Sam, so I really don't want bad things to happen for him. You know?
Right.
But I realize that's not realistic, so he's going to get hurt.
Well, I'm afraid a lot of people will get hurt before the end.
No! No, I'm always excited to see what you do with these characters.
Oh, well, good. That's great.
Yeah, even when it's really tough, like, you know, book 9 for Suki was hard.
It was. That was a very difficult passage to write.
but I think it was worth it in the end, don't you? To get her
Well,
where she
I
is
think
now.
so. It was part of her evolution.
Well, I don't know. For me personally, I think that when you take us to those deep, deep places and dark places and then bring us back out of it again, that's probably the best talent a good author has, is to be able to involve her readers to that level. And you do it very well with each book.
Oh, well, thank you.
So.
Golly, that's a great compliment.
Well, Mel, do you have any more questions?
We were going to ask you if you knew what the title of book 12 is.
Oh, yeah.
Have you decided on
Oh, it doesn't make any difference. No matter what I call it, they'll change it. So,
Oh, no.
Not even going to try on this one.
So just wait till it's written and then let them decide?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
We could help.
Oh, I appreciate that, too. And if I need it, I'll call on you.
Okay. Great.
Well,
now we could
run a contest
for suggestions.
People suggest things on my website.
That's true.
But unfortunately, I've already thought of most of them, and they've discarded them for some reason or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're just the author. What would you?
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking when they have a committee meeting to decide the title at Penguin. I think, wait a minute. I wrote the book.
So is the title chosen after you've submitted your final draft?
Sometimes it is, though I usually have a working title, but I almost never, they almost never use that anymore.
Interesting. Because they're always so right on and not in the way you think they would be.
Well, that's good to hear. They're doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah. For this one, Dead Reckoning, it took me a little bit to figure that out, but once I did, I was like, oh my gosh, that makes perfect sense.
Aha, there is a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dead in the Family was easier, but yeah, this one took me some thought as I was reading through it.
Well, ladies, I'm afraid I'm going to have to say goodbye. I've got another interview coming right up.
That's right. Okay. Well, thank you again, Charlaine, and we're looking forward to seeing you again at Comic-Con.
I'm very excited about it. It's been good to talk to both of you.
You too, and have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're back. We hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. We love talking to her. And, of course, every time we hang up, we have a limited amount of time with her. And every time we hang up, there's like 10 more questions I wish I would have asked. Oh, well. But
exactly.
You may have noticed that we didn't ask anything pertaining to Eric and Sookie. And I know that you guys are interested. You guys are wondering what's going on with the two of them in this book. Well, the reason that we didn't ask anything is because it would just be too much of a spoiler. There's really nothing that we could ask that she could answer that would be something we could share. I mean, she just wouldn't have been able to answer it. So that's kind of a little spoiler for you right there, isn't it?
Make it go out and buy the book.
Mm-hmm. Which is released on May 3rd. Our review of the book goes up on this Friday, and we will also be holding a giveaway for a copy of the novel. So stop by True-Blood.net on Friday, April 22nd. I hope that's right. April 22nd.
Yeah, I think so.
To read our review and to enter to win a copy of the book. It will be minor spoilers, but we're trying to be really careful because you guys want to discover this yourselves. You don't want us to tell you. You want to be reading along and be surprised just like we were.
Yeah.
So look for that. And again, many thanks to Charlaine for taking the time to chat with us again. So we've got book reviews coming up for the next few Fridays as we go into this last stretch before the season premiere. And we wanted to remind you, our gorgeous and smart listeners at True Blood Radio, that Audible is giving away a free audiobook download with a free 14-day trial to give you a chance to check out their service. They've got all of the Sookie books, and pretty much everything we're reviewing will be available in audiobook format from them. So you should go over to audibletrial.com/trueblood. Again, that's audibletrial.com/trueblood and download your free audio book today. That's a great way to get caught up on your reading without actually having to sit down and read. You know, do it while you're working out.
Yeah.
Do it while you're working in the garden.
There you go. I like it. Or on those long trips to wherever.
Yeah, spring break, or, the kids are in the back screaming, but you're fine. You got the headphones in. You're listening.
That's right.
You're listening to Dead Reckoning. Have fun, kids.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I have to try that one. All right. Well, that wraps up this portion of our show. We're going to move on into spoilers right now, which aren't too many. We've only got one thing to talk about. But if you don't want to be spoiled and you don't want to know what's coming up, shut us down, turn us off, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
All right, and we're back with spoilers, and the only thing we have is the release of the new, it's the invitation to the set, kind of behind-the-scenes look at True Blood that HBO released, and they just kind of gave us another glimpse, another shot of Sookie and Eric walking down the road looking dazed and confused, and Sookie trying to, reach out to him and, hey, Sookie, it's me, don't you remember me? And he's like,
Yeah.
Poor guy, he really looks befuddled and kind of cute. But the broader implications that the witches can control the dead are interesting because they showed a lot of the witches in a circle. They showed a lot of Fiona Shaw, and who I'm telling you, she's going to own that role. I'm calling it now. She's going to own that role.
I think she's going to be our Dennis O'Hare for season 4.
I think so. So she's perfect from what I've seen, the little glimpses they've shown us. Yikes, she's going to be pretty scary. And I know how scary she can get because I saw Harry Potter.
Yes.
Aunt Petunia was scary, I'm sorry.
A different kind of scary, but definitely scary.
Yeah.
So if the
anyway.
witches can control the dead, they could also bring the dead back to life.
Yeah.
Which, in a series about vampires, holy crap.
Yeah.
That got me to thinking, Bill's been trying to be more human. He's been trying to mainstream. And so is that going to be a season-long quest for him to become human? Once he discovers what the witches can do.
And be with Sookie forever. Live happy, live after.
Yeah, she's still on board with that after spending how long with Eric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be too late, Bill. I don't know.
Yeah. Poor Bill. Well, and then how deep will Lafayette go into his into the witchcraft era and the witchcraft scene, and Jesus as well.
And they're bringing Tara along for the ride, it looks like.
It does look like it. So, does she tap into some powers she never knew she had, or is she just like Jason? Like Sookie and Jason are both their brother and sister, but she's got more of the fairy blood evidence in her than Jason does, than Jason shows. So I wonder if that could be the same thing. I don't know.
Oh, curiouser and curiouser. I'm excited.
It is. We've added screen caps to that little video in our gallery. So head on over to True-Blood.net, click on gallery, and you're there. Yeah,
you can get every little frame and see what's going on.
Strictly for studying. Okay.
Yeah, don't let all the shirtless Eric photos get you off track.
Yeah.
And, Joe and Steve looking good in their new haircuts. Mm-hmm. Even Ryan's got a haircut, too.
Yeah.
They're looking good. And
They're
there's a little bit of Sam.
A little bit spiffy. And no drawing faces on Bill. Come on.
What? Who's doing that?
They just get a little funny out there in fandom. We know how you guys are.
I think I've missed a Tumblr or a blog or somewhere.
It's just wrong. It's just wrong.
I bet it's funny, though.
Well, we do have one listener and reader email that we wanted to read for you today because she brings up a pretty good point, pretty interesting speculation. This is from Jacqueline. She says, it's pure speculation here, but I think the new evil force could possibly be gargoyles. This is True Blood, after all, so I don't think it's any more far-fetched than any of the other ideas floating around. Care to comment? P.S. Love the vodcast. Thanks for the hard work. Gargoyles, well, they're something that I would never have seen coming, but she's right. It's True Blood, and it's Alan Ball's Peppy, so who knows? Gargoyles, that would be cool, huh?
Yeah, it would certainly be new and unexpected. So what do you guys think? Could gargoyles fit in? In a follow-up email, she speculated that they could be, kind of like second cousins of shifters, which could be a way of explaining their existence. So,
or something that it could be something the witches conjure up.
Oh, true. Yeah, getting themselves in trouble.
So, let us know what you guys all think. And Jacqueline, thanks for writing in. That was a really interesting point, and it was pretty fun to kind of noodle over. So, let us know what you guys think.
Yep.
So, I think that was it. That was all we had this week. They didn't release anything else. Nobody's talking. Nobody's saying anything more. So, that's it. We're going to close our show out. We want to thank you all for joining us. Our show is written and produced by Mel and myself. Music is courtesy of Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. This vodcast is copyright True-Blood.net. All rights are reserved. True-Blood.net is not affiliated with HBO or the cast and crew of True Blood. Be sure to bookmark True-Blood.net for all your latest news and photos and videos and anything that we can lay our piddly little hands on. We will bring to you. So we'll see you next week.
We also want to thank our editor, Hunter, for doing such a fine job on our podcasts. And don't forget that if you want to subscribe to the audio version of the podcast, you can do that at iTunes. Just search for True-Blood.net radio. And don't forget to send in your comments or questions to webmaster@True-Blood.net. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.